Hello, everyone. Mary Esther Gilbert here, nutritional physiologist, nutritional healing specialist. Today, I would like to kind of make a review of all the different body systems and how a person can nourish their body at the microcellular level to make sure that all body systems are regenerating themselves properly and just making sure that the whole system is working properly. So no matter at what level your health is, there's always room for improvement. And no matter how far your body has degenerated and you're experiencing various health issues, this is the only way to restore your health. So if you're not familiar with me, I have a website, holisticchoices.com, and I have been researching nutritional healing protocols and presenting the scientific evidence to my clients for over 45 years. And the books that I have written are on my website as well. And so if you want to know more about me, just go ahead and read all about it over there. But in the meantime, thank you for the returning subscribers. Happy to see you here. Yeah, I just want to go over what's in my Potent Superfoods for Lifelong True Health section on how to nourish the body's interactive systems and some of the health issues that can be addressed by proper and just nutrient density, well-balanced nutrition. All right, so today I'd like to just kind of briefly go over the different interactive systems, the major body systems. We have the skeletal system, the muscular, the nervous system of the brain, the circulatory system, the respiratory system, and the digestive system. You'll see all the different organs that comprise the different systems. And you have the glandular or endocrine or hormonal system, the lymphatic system, the other circulatory system in the body, and the urinary system, as well as the skin, which is the largest organ in the body and the largest organ system, called the integumentary. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll just go ahead and jump to the first section, which is the cardiovascular circulatory system and its functions. So we have the blood vessels and the heart, how its pumping action will distribute nutrients and oxygen throughout the body, and along with the organs, can help aid in the detoxification system. So the circulatory system is also included in every single other body system. Of course, we have the smallest capillaries that reach the farthest, ends of all organ systems and all the body systems. So we've got the larger network of the blood vessels that are, as they branch further and further out to the whole body, you'll have very tiny capillary systems that are still distributing nutrients and water and oxygen to the far ends of all the organs. Okay, so the cardiovascular system is basically distributing oxygen through the heart system, constant flow. When you take in air, it goes directly to the system and to the heart and to the lungs, and through those capillary systems that are connected to each other, they're going to distribute the oxygenation. So deep breathing exercises, staying calm as much as you can, and just focusing on taking in oxygen in a calm and gentle way throughout the day to just make sure that you are getting enough oxygen to the brain so you can function throughout the day. And also you want to make sure that you've got your blood vessels strong and flexible so that they can take any rise in blood pressure, to not have them become so weakened and fragile that you will have weakened, damaged blood vessels. So a lot of things can damage the blood vessels, but if you maintain them nutritionally, then they'll be able to take a lot more pressure and prevent a lot of damage. So the blood, like I said, it delivers nutrients and also the antibodies, the immune cells. It's very important to distribute a lot of the immune system and the hormonal system that are circulating throughout the body as well. So those systems are going to be working together to protect the body and to monitor all systems to make sure everything is being distributed properly. So you've got, like I said, the arteries are the largest in the vein network, also the the blue veins are as the result of oxygen. Excuse me here. Okay, so yeah, you've got the veins that have the oxygen that's already been spent in the body, and it's returning it to the heart and the lungs so that the next breath can cleanse the blood of the carbon dioxide accumulation and then replenish it with fresh oxygen. So this is a system that keeps going and going, of course. All right, so blood pressure with the kidneys regulating the body's water inside and outside of the cells, and just monitoring how much pressure is being applied to the circulatory system. So the kidneys are sort of working hand in hand with how your body handles water all the time. And of course, it's going to affect your blood pressure. So then we've got also with the circulatory system, you're going to be eliminating a lot of different metabolic wastes, things that your body is exposed to, the foods that you eat, that is, the nutrients are, taken out of the molecular structures of food and absorbed and distributed to all cells in the body. And also to find, eliminate a lot of the toxins that we take in or are exposed to through the air and the water and the foods. If you're not eating organic foods, you're getting more of the pesticide residues. Those synthetics are identified by the immune system. If you're the better nourished you are, if you're highly nourished, your immune system is going to be able to detect them and eliminate them much more efficiently. So, of course, a lot of the phytonutrient compounds in the plant kingdom have excellent detoxification properties as well. Okay, so a lot of all of the full range of nourishment that a person takes in, which is in my Nutritional Synergy system, which is a very complete system to ensure that the body is getting all the known essential nutrients so that the body can perform optimally at the cell level. So one of those actions is to control clotting. If you get injured, then your immune system comes in right away and starts repairing the damage, sending nutrients and extra water, to the area to make sure that there is nutrients and oxygen delivery and the detoxification process if needed, but also to prevent these damaged, tissues from becoming blood clots in the blood vessels. So that has to be remedied immediately. That's one of the priorities when someone is physically injured. So this is the control process to prevent these clots from clogging the arteries and also not breaking loose and creating what are called embolisms and clogging the circulatory system. Okay, so that results in a lot of times strokes and heart attacks. Also, the kidneys and the cardiovascular system also monitor how your body's pH is, how acid or how alkaline it is. So the book that I've written, Potent Superfoods for Lifelong True Health, which is right here, as I'm pointing to my pointer here, that includes all of the different botanicals that are known to assist in all of these body functions, all these system functions at the microcell level. And I list a lot of the foods in alphabetical order that are in the book, and each of these superfoods have a scientific monograph, very extensive description and scientific references to describe what each of the healing properties of each botanical has. All right, so let's move to the digestive system functions and cell nutrient absorption. So everything happens in the digestive tract as far as breaking down foods and distributing nutrients and allowing the nutrients to enter the cardiovascular, blood circulatory system. So here we have energy production at the cell level happening. Of course, digestion starts in the mouth, where you have the salivary enzymes initiating digestion. And of course, the bolus of food becomes unrecognizable and it's just swallowed and it goes down the esophagus here. until it enters the stomach. So there's a lot of peristaltic action that's happening in the esophagus. So another reason to stay highly nourished is so that you can maintain this peristalsia muscular action throughout the body. In the blood vessels, we have the tiny muscle action that's pushing blood through, and also the system here that allows food to be pushed down all the way to the stomach. Okay, so the salivary enzymes in the mouth helps break down food. So that's the initial digestive process. So then it goes into the stomach, and you have certain digestive enzymes, stomach acids, hydrochloric acid, that starts breaking down food even further. And all of it is for simply to extract nutrients that the body uses at the micro cell level. Okay, so then it goes down to the stomach and it breaks down the foods, and it enters the upper part of the 30-foot long small intestine, which is the duodenum. I never have trouble saying that word for some reason. Okay, so the duodenum mixes bile and pancreatic enzymes for even further catabolism or breakdown of those food substances. Enters the small intestine, we have even more digestive enzymes at work, more acids for further catabolism. Now, eventually, see, at this process, it's entering the bloodstream. These nutrients are able to enter the bloodstream. And I have a lot of other diagrams and, photographs in my PowerPoint presentations that show just how tiny the nutrients have to be in order to enter the what are called microvilli in the intestines. So it's all happening, further and further, smaller and smaller as it goes along, just so that our cells can receive those essential nutrients. So then we've got the digestive accessory organs, which are necessary. The gallbladder, for processing fats, and the liver, which is responsible for bile production and fat digestion and cholesterol production. Cholesterol is extremely important for the structure of all of our cells so that they're not prone to damage. Then we have the storage and detoxification areas in the body, the pancreas, blood sugar regulation, hormone secretions like insulin and glucagon that control either taking out excess sugar out of the bloodstream, which is the insulin's job, or the glucagon, which is the job of inserting more glucose back into the bloodstream to bring up a person's blood sugar levels. All right, so that's pretty much the digestive system functions. And again, the full range of vitamins and minerals and raw food enzymes and the phytonutrient compounds in the plant kingdom are extremely important for providing the nutrients that the cells need at the microcell level in order to maintain and protect the body from degenerating into the disease process. So nutrients are the only ones that will do this for the body. So as long as we provide it with these essential nutrients, then these cells know exactly what to do, and that's directed from the genetic code of instructions in our DNA. So maintaining the DNA is the most fundamental thing one needs to do to maintain their health. The only way to do that is to consider that every single cell and every single system in the body has these DNA directions to help the body function optimally. So if the DNA gets damaged, then only nutrients can help restore it, and especially the plant kingdom, because they contain the genetic code sequences that our DNA recognizes that it needs. And so it splices in those genetic codes so that they are repairing the DNA in our cells. So therefore it restores optimal functioning. All right, so more of the plants here. The endocrine system. So, any kind of health issue that I have encountered with my clients, when they tell me their full gamut of their health concerns, then over the years I have learned that it's the plant kingdom and the right types of proteins and other nutrient factors that are so critical in helping the DNA to correct any malfunctions at that DNA level, and therefore restoring proper functioning at the cell level, and therefore, in turn, restores functioning with the overall system. Okay, in this case, we're looking at the endocrine system. Starting with the master gland, the hypothalamus and the pituitary, and all of these glands that are helping to regulate all of the metabolic functions in the body. Plus of course, we have the reproductive organs and other hormones that other glands produce in order to maintain all these functions. Multiple trillions of functions are going on in the body, and none of it will work well unless you are completely and correctly nourished, which is why I created my own nutritional synergy system. And again, if you go to my website, holisticchoices.com, you'll see one of the books there, Nutritional Synergy, where I really get into your nutritional physiology and explain how nutrients are working in the body. Okay, so we have 10,000 or more hormones that the body produces according to the genetic instructions in the genetic code in the DNA that regulate all the cellular and bodily processes, including one's mood, how one responds to stress, and that regulates and just helps with growth and development. And so also the metabolism, where the body will build up tissues or break down tissues in order to accommodate various body systems. So the old spent cells will be broken down and eliminated or repurposed and reutilized. Or the anabolism part, where if you exercise or just go about with your daily life, and especially if you have health issues, then your body is going to try to rebuild tissues and systems. So all this is going on, and it needs nourishment, needs the right nourishment. The immune system is also, it's important to nourish your body to make sure that the immune system can identify what's supposed to be there and what isn't. So if the immune system is suffering due to long-term nutrient deficiencies, it won't be able to identify what should and shouldn't be there. And sometimes you have an auto immune system attack where it will start attacking its own tissues. It just doesn't know any better. So I have found that with complete and correct nourishment, all of these body systems will correct all these things that have gone awry at the DNA level and restore proper functioning. So you can improve your immune system if your immune system has, become less able to make any corrections or protect your body. Reproductive organ systems and fertility, of course, is regulated by the glandular system. There's also, hormones that regulate sexual function, sleep cycles, or even regulating your appetite. Also to regulate your blood pressure and your body temperature. So that tells you that as far as blood pressure goes, that's addressing the kidney and the kidney functions. Body temperature regulation too. A lot of the foods that you eat will help regulate body temperature, and staying hydrated or being in a state of chronic dehydration, that will affect a lot of the endocrine functions as well. So, the hormonal system is always monitoring for injuries and regulating healing processes, starting and stopping the anabolic and catabolic rates. So all of the above here are what the glandular systems are responsible for. So the immune system functions. Actually, our body produces immune cells in the various body systems. And so we have in the bone marrow, we have the white blood cells that are being produced. And of course, the bone marrow also produces red blood cells, but the white blood cells are the immune function. And so all of the other glandular systems also produce various immune cells, as do the lymph nodes and the circulatory system that sends out or circulates immune cells. And then of course, the blood is very, very important for distributing just about everything the body needs to all the different cell sites in the body. And also the digestive tract has its own set of immune monitoring systems. So we have the antibodies, that are produced by the white blood cells. Those are the ones that actually detect whether something should belong in the body or not. We have the complement reactive plasma proteins produced by the liver and other cell types. So all these different types of proteins that the body produces are also part of the monitoring system. The inflammatory response, those are inflammatory proteins and certain enzymatic actions that the body goes to work to eliminate all sorts of things that don't belong in the body, and whether they're illness-causing microbials or toxins or whatnot. So the white blood cells are also produced in the lymph nodes, like I said, the skin, the spleen, and the thymus gland, and also destroys foreign invasions. So any kind of invasive microorganism, if you get food poisoning, you're ingesting the overgrowth of illness-causing bacteria that some restaurant or the lack of food hygiene knowledge in the kitchen where the bacteria starts growing and multiplying at a very rapid pace, so that when a person ingests those foods, that it kind of overwhelms the immune system. So it'll take a while for all of the uh, the immune cells to go to work and start destroying, and make sure that the person does not die from too much of this overgrowth of this bacteria. So, if a person has a weakened immune system and they're elderly or sickly, then their chances are of being, extremely ill from, and it's life-threatening at times, from this overgrowth of microbials. It could be parasites as well, or fungal infections, viral infections, things like that. But usually, if you're well nourished, well rested, well hydrated, and you're really watching your stress levels and you're exercising, even gentle exercise a few days a week go a long way toward protecting the body and making sure that your body systems are working properly. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you're going to have to destroy these foreign invasions and make sure that you're well nourished so your immune system can be on top of it. All right, so then we've got, of course, the healing of damaged or injured tissues and blood vessels and preventing the clotting that I mentioned earlier. All right. The integumentary system, though the skin is our largest organ, and that's where it gets exposed initially to all sorts of toxins, invasive microorganisms, things that irritate the first three layers of the skin. So, it's broken down into the dermis and the epidermis, which is the top layer of the dermis, and the fat layer underneath. So we've got, various layers of the skin, and you're looking at a huge blow up. If you were to pinch your skin, it would just be, really just a small amount of the surface area. So this is what the surface of your skin looks like at the microscopic level. So, the skin is constantly replenishing itself, replacing the sloughed off old skin, and we need the right types of proteins, which is, this is composed of keratin, which is a very important protein. So we have to have that in the diet. And then we have the sweat glands, making sure that exercise is great for cleansing those sweat glands out, to keep those pores open. And of course, personal hygiene is very important for preventing a lot of those pores from getting clogged. The hair follicles also, and the natural oils that are produced from these glands is very important. So eating the right types of fats, the right types of vitamins and minerals, the right types of proteins, the right types of carbohydrates, all of that contributes to healthy skin. Drinking plenty of water, staying away from toxic beverages and the wrong types of fats, fried foods, all of that will clog the circulatory system beneath the surface of your skin. So good skin starts at the micro level. All right, so here we go. I just talked about all the exocrine glands, the glands that will release a lot of their oils or, the salts from the sweat and things like that. And then, of course, the skin is also our sensory organ, our initial sense of, whether we detect pain or temperature. and things like that. And that's where our hair and our nails are also nourished. So underneath those layers in the body, we need to make sure that those are nourished as well. So then we have the lymph system, the other circulatory system. So those lymph nodes have their own little microcirculatory pathways, and they become clogged when the body is subjected to fried foods, synthetic chemicals. Those are all molecularly similar, and they tend to clog the whole entire system. So the fried foods or the trans fats are the ones that are the real culprits for clogging the circulatory system and causing damage. So if you see someone with swollen lymph nodes or very tender lymph nodes, then you know that you need to tell them just to lay off these synthetic chemicals, body care products and skincare products, even household chemicals that will get embedded and be stored in the tissues. So we need to constantly make sure that we're having a diet that is very cleansing, very nourishing, and that includes the majority of the plant kingdom. That's going to be a very cleansing aspect of the daily diet, very protective of the immune system. So the plant kingdom offers so much. We do need the animal-derived proteins, and because that's what our body's composed of, those types of proteins. Excuse me. Okay, so then you've got the lymph fluids that circulate the lymph nodes and the lymph vessels that also have that pumping action that distribute the body fluids, that are in those vessels throughout the system. The spleen is also very, very important for lymph system functions, tissue drainage, maintaining the body fluid levels, also all of the immune cells that are produced in this system against all of these foreign invaders. Also, it's important to, like I said, you have to keep this circulatory system clear so that when it does transport the right types of fats, then there won't be any clogging issues. Also, it helps with fat absorption and utilization, in addition to the other body systems that are associated with that. So all body systems, they're not systems on their own. They all communicate with each other via the nervous system and the hormonal system and the immune system. So all systems are constantly being monitored and communicating with each other at all times. All right, so yeah, it's just another great way of removing all these waste products and toxins that the body might accumulate. So the healthier your diet, the less toxic your body is, and the better functioning all these systems will work. So again, if you have health issues associated with these body systems, then you know that all you need to do is gently detoxify with the right cleansing and nourishing foods and DNA repairing foods, and your body will go back toward its regular, normal homeostasis and optimal health vibrancy. Now we've got the muscular system. So we use our muscles for moving around, for lifting, for pushing, for just standing and sitting and walking. Everything we do requires the muscular system. Our muscle is also a muscle, and the electrical functioning of the nervous system and the heart muscle and the brain, that all has to be in constant communication, and that requires optimal nourishment. Vitamins, minerals, the right types of proteins, the right types of fats, all of those contribute to healthy cells, both the nervous system and the muscle system. Muscle contractions require the right types of minerals, and so not just calcium. Everybody thinks, oh, muscle contraction and calcium. Calcium is just one of those electrolytes that are required for optimal, muscle contractions. And if a person has cramps in their muscles, then all they have to do is drink some water, do some deep breathing, and send an electrical, mental message to that muscle group and tell it to relax. So it's just a matter of a body spasming because of the lack of minerals circulating in the system, or dehydration, where it can't get a nice consistency of blood to the muscles. So if a person sleeps wrong or sitting in a position that cuts off the circulation even slightly over a period of time, if you're sitting in a certain position watching a movie, or if you're sleeping in a certain position, you wake up with cramps, just know that you need to improve your mineral intake, and don't go out and buy all kinds of mineral supplements. When you look at my website, there's a supplements page there. Just those are the whole food supplements that I have advocated for people for a very long time now. And so over the years, I've gathered quite a repertoire to make sure that a person is getting all the minerals that their bodies need. So buying individual vitamins or individual minerals, you're not going to get the absorption or utilization properly if they're not. I mean, if you're going to buy an isolated nutrient, then chances are it's not from a whole food complex. Minerals and vitamins, they come from whole food complexes and they work together in synergy. And so that's what you want to make sure. All right, so then the skeletal muscles, the striated muscles, in addition to the cardiac smooth muscles, all of the musculoskeletal tissues are very important to maintain as well. They kind of get they're not as high a priority because they're not life-threatening like the heart is. So the ligaments, the cartilage, and all these connective tissues like the tendons, they help with the body movement, and they help with how flexible and full range motion your body can move at. So exercise, of course, comes into play in the right nutrients and staying hydrated only with chemically pure water, which is high water content foods. And also, the very few bottled waters out there will be truly hydrating, but the purified spring water lines are the best ones that we have so far. All right, so muscle contractions, body movements, moving oxygen throughout the body, cleaning out cellular waste. So that's very important. That's why exercise is so excellent for cleaning out cellular waste accumulations. Now we have the nervous system functions, last but not least. I don't think it's the last one, but we're getting there. So the nervous system functions, that includes the brain function and all the nerve networks. This is an electrical system, requires the full range of minerals in the diet, requires plenty of purified spring water, requires the right types of fats in the diet. So maintaining the brain, spinal cord, and your eyesight, those are very minute systems that require the nutrients to get to those systems because they're so small, but they're distributed about, thousands of miles. If you laid them out, just lay them all out, they'd be many, many miles of nerve pathways, especially in the brain. So, you want this to be the communication, system that communicates everything to every single body system and every single cell in the body. So our whole body is electrical, and it works on light energy frequencies and electrical, frequencies as well. So we want to maintain our nervous system with the right nourishment, So of course it regulates the sight, smell, taste, and touch. So if anyone has any health issues in those areas, making sure that your nerve cells are nourished properly and they're firing their transmissions to all body systems. These are involuntary movements that the nerve signal transmissions are controlling for every part in the body. They're involuntary. So it also works with the hypothalamus to help regulate body temperature. So there's many, many different functions that the nervous system will help serve. All right, so you want to maintain your brain, your cognitive functioning, your memory, your ability to learn and retain information. And in working with the hormonal system, you don't want to overreact to stress. You want to stay calm through your stress and make better decisions, make better logical, sensible, intelligent decisions. So, your nervous system is the central control. We've got the respiratory system, that in itself is, of course, one of the, you have to make sure you can breathe, right? Otherwise, you won't be alive for long. We need our lungs. A person can die after only a few minutes if they cannot breathe. So we have to make sure that all passages are clear and all systems are functioning in the lung respiratory system. And so, it starts off with the large bronchi, and then it goes into the smaller bronchioles. And finally, at the end, it reaches the alveoli, which are the actual exchange of oxygen places. So we want to make sure all those pathways are clear. And of course, we have to stay nourished and everything that it requires to maintain those cells with the full range of nutrients in the body. Blood vessels, of course, it has the blood vessels in it, and our mouth and our nose are the entry points where we can oxygenate the entire body. So the lungs play a very important role in distributing that oxygen to the blood system, the blood vessels with the blood capillary system. So there's the larynx and the voice box, the pharynx, which is the throat, the trachea, which is the windpipe. The lungs helps to eliminate a lot of gases from the carbon dioxide in the blood, and it actually helps buffer and adjust the body's pH. So again, exercise, getting a lot of oxygen into your system will help adjust whether your body's too acidic or too alkaline. You want to stay in the 6.5 to 7.2 range of acid-alkaline balance in the body. And in my Nutritional Synergy book, my system automatically puts one in that correct acid-alkaline balance because of the different food choices in my system. So if a person eats from every single food choice in that system, then they will automatically start improving their health and they will have the correct pH. It will vary, of course, depending on what type of food you eat or how much you eat and whether you've had enough water in your diet or in your drinking water, from the purified drinking water sources. So, it always is dynamic and always changing, but to maintain this equilibrium is very important in how much oxygen your body gets and the type of water that you're drinking and in your foods. All right, so then we have the skeletal system functioning, maintaining strong bones rather than allowing them to deteriorate and become very porotic, just have too much porosis, going on in the body. So osteoporosis is just what happens when not enough of the minerals are stored in these bones and they become more prone to breakage. So exercise, again, is one excellent way to draw more minerals into the bones because it responds to the stimuli of physical work. So your bones will get stronger, your muscles will get stronger, and all body systems, your blood vessels, everything will get stronger. And you have more microcirculatory things going on in the body. So your hair growth will be better, your nails, your skin, everything will fall into place when you exercise, okay? Not that you want to overdo it. That can also have its degenerative effects as well. So staying nourished between exercise sessions and getting plenty of rest, all of the above, right? Which I cover in my Nutritional Synergy system. It's a very holistic approach to total health. But anyhow, the skeletal system, it's responsible for maintaining and connecting and communicating with all of these different aspects of the skeletal system, including the connective tissue. So, if you want a good electrolyte balance, then you have to have plenty of negatively charged ions coming into the body, which is enzyme active raw foods. Half of your diet should be in the form of electrolyte balanced, enzyme active, light energy frequency active foods. So that's the raw food kingdom. All right, so then we've got the endocrine functioning regulation, which it works, directly with the hormonal system. And of course, without the skeletal structure, we'd just be one gelatinous mass. We wouldn't be able to hold our posture. We wouldn't be able to, hold on to our muscles and that kind of thing. And of course, the skeletal system will do a great job in protecting the internal organs against injury or impact. So you've got this rib cage here that is very protective of the lungs and the heart. So then we've got the urinary system. A lot of people underestimate the importance of their kidneys. So that includes the bladder and the ureters, these long tubes here, where once the system has filtered all of the body fluids through this filtration system, this network of vessels, that will cleanse. So eventually the solutes will exit the body and go on toward the bladder. So the bladder is flexible, it will hold so much water, but or other fluids, and the solutes and sometimes bacteria, the immune system will shoot everything out through the bladder. So you have to make sure that you're drinking enough water, you're eating cleansing foods from the plant kingdom, and everything is going to be removed promptly enough so that it doesn't sit there and create a lot of irritations, And so you've got a lot of people who have bladder infections a lot. And so making sure your circulatory system is clear and clean, you're eating clean foods, and so that should not be a problem. Drinking plenty of water. All right, so yeah, a lot of metabolic waste, old cells that are spent in the body decides, not to reutilize or repurpose any part of them. So, or even some parts of these cells, some molecular structures are eliminated. Even drug residues, alcohol. Of course, alcohol is converted to body fat immediately, and it's very toxic to a lot of the organ systems, destroying cells in every body system. People think, oh, it just destroys the brain cells. No, it destroys every body cell in the body, every system. Okay, so then toxins in the environment, all those things are filtered through the kidneys. Kidneys is one of the eliminative organs. The bowel, of course, the skin, and the lymph nodes are also eliminative organs. The lungs are also another eliminative organ. So your body's always trying to remove all of these substances that don't belong in the body one way or another. Alrighty. So that is all for today. That I'm just hope it didn't, prolong, and hope it didn't bore anyone. I find it fascinating myself. So yeah, it's just an amazing thing. The human body is so amazing, and our DNA genetic instructions know how to repair the body. And all we need to do is nourish it properly. And so if you're wondering, how to nourish it properly, people don't know what to eat. That always surprises me. Not anymore. I've been doing this for 45 years, but at first, it always surprised me that people did not know what to eat, and so that's why I got to work over the decades and started producing more information for people, to educate people so that they understand what's really going on in their body and prevent so many of these health issues that people have out there. Alrighty, so I just wanted to show you what's going on. And with that, I will say good afternoon, good night, good morning, wherever you are in the world. And hope you'll come back soon. I will be producing more videos. And it's my pleasure to offer you all the information you need to improve your health, maintain your health, your optimal health vibrancy, and really, truly discover the super being that you really are inside. So don't let that greatness lie dormant in your body through, health issues that prevent you from being the optimized human being that you can possibly be. I've seen the transformations, and they are exciting. So I hope this happens for you. Thank you for joining me. I will see you soon. Bye-bye now.